Right. Good morning, my dear friends. Good morning, namaskar, good evening, namaskara. Welcome to day 9 of our breath by breath, a journey to inner stillness session being presented by Pyramid Valley International. As all of you know, Pyramid Valley is a 30-acre International Meditation Retreat located just an hour and a half drive from Bangalore city. It's been there since the last 20 years in development, and lakhs of people have visited the place, learned meditation, practiced meditation, stayed there for their sadhana, experienced the nature, experienced the silence, and experienced the meditative energies of the place. I would urge you to visit pyramidvalley.org, the website. There are a lot of details out there in terms of the facilities, what do we do, the accommodation facilities, and also opportunities for you to contribute, because it is a completely non-profit organization being run on donations, the payments we make for accommodations and programs. So now, as we are in the 9th day of our breathfulness journey, we've discovered quite a lot of steps, and we've been through the practice of breathfulness. So yesterday we introduced a new step for during our observation. Can any one of you type in? I want to hear about your observation. What is the new step that we moved into yesterday? Yes, flowing. Yeah, rain is basically more about the mindfulness of emotions. But the new step is flowing with the breath. So how many of you were able to find a difference when you started the flowing with the breath? Flowing with the breath is basically you stay anchored with your breath, but expand your awareness throughout your body. And how many of you were able to feel some kind of tingling sensation in your body, some different sensations, some energy currents, energy movements going through your body? Are you able to observe some itch or pain in other parts of your body? Anybody? Did you feel good in the flowing with the breath part? Tingling in fingers. Felt pain all over the body. Okay, so you will continue. I mean, as your awareness expands, so you will start feeling the flow of energy. Tomorrow we will look at the different states that show you the progress in meditation. The next step is you should be able to feel the joy of meditation, the joy, the rapturous movements of energies in your body, because your mind is calm, your attention is stable, your awareness is the peripheral awareness has developed. So you should be able to feel that. And you start small, but over time, you will have a smile in your face. You'll feel the joy. All right. So that is what we will do today. So we will spend a little bit more time on the flowing stage. And so again, as we know, 3 stages. Please remember: relaxation, observation, appreciation. Again, do not confuse it with any other technique. We are still doing observing our breath. And the thing is, we've split the observation stage into 3 steps. Awareness at the nose develops concentration. Awareness of the breath cycle, expand your awareness of the minute steps in your breathing. And then we let go, right? We continue to breathe, and then we let go, and then feel the movements across, feel the energy movements across the body. And we start with relaxation and appreciation. So one thing I want you to remember, the formula for success is an acronym called REJOICE. You'll have to absolutely relax during the breathfulness routine or any meditation session. absolute relaxation, no fighting with anything else, right? I'm not getting this. No fighting of thoughts, no expectation about something. Oh my God, I didn't get it, right? And look for joy. Today, and I hope yesterday I reduced the instructions also. So it was okay for people who have been practicing with me for the last 9 days. So today I will mention joy several times. So that time I want you to feel the joy in whatever part you do. Even if you do not feel the joy, bring a slight smile. As soon as you bring a slight smile, the brain will start looking for joy. So bring a slight smile to your experience, right? Look for joy. And as you get into those joyful, blissful states, there's an entry point. You're trying to be conscious and observe. No analysis, no thinking. Just observe, let it come, let it be, let it go. Let the thoughts come, let it be around, let it go. Let the pain come, let it be, let it go. Let the awareness come. Again, as we said, every breath is different, every feeling is different, right? So the sensation will come. Yesterday, I had a wonderful tingling sensation in my fingers or in my heart or in my head, but today I'm not getting it. It will go. It's what it comes, it is there and it goes, right? And then there isn't anything like a good meditation or a bad meditation. So there is the story about a disciple in a Buddhist monastery. One day, he ran to the master and said, "Master, I'm not getting full focus in my meditation. I'm always bothered by thoughts or distractions every time." The master says, "This will pass." And then after a couple of weeks, he comes running to the master and say, "Master, I had a wonderful meditation session today. I was pulsating with bliss, pulsating with joy. It was so peaceful. I was so ecstatic and all that." And the master says, "This too will pass." Right? No 2 days of meditation are the same. No 2 days of your breathfulness routine are the same. No 2 days in your body are the same, right? So we saw how the body also keeps changing. So the only meditation that is bad is the one that you did not do. If you sit in pratyahara, close your eyes, clasp your hands, be silent for 40, 45 minutes, there are changes happening in the body. And then if you expand your awareness, there are changes happening in your mind. So it is beneficial. How many ever thoughts you're battling, how many ever distractions you're battling, but sitting is important. All right, so relax, rejoice, relax, look for joy, the J in the J or J in rejoice. Observe, let it come, let it be, let it go, my dear friends. So we will do the same routine, 5 minutes of warm-up, which is equal breathing, right? 15 minutes of focus, like what we did yesterday. 10 minutes of breathfulness, which is following your breath, and 15 minutes of flowing with it. We'll do that and we'll end our meditation. Before that, I want everybody to switch on your videos. I know I did explicitly call out the last 2 days, and there is a reason, and I've been telling. So one is, I know the moment I told switch on your videos, right? Some of you would have a feeling. Yesterday we did the exercise. I think we'll take the observations once we finish our meditation session. So as soon as I told to switch on the videos, some of you would have felt a pleasant or an unpleasant sensation, like what we spoke about yesterday, right? It is pleasant for some people. Yes, I'll go and switch on. It is unpleasant. Immediately your mind starts to find an excuse, right? And subconsciously, you do not want to switch on a video. Subconsciously, there is a element of not obeying, number one. And then subconsciously, there is an element of not being in a comfort zone or a discomfort zone, right? You are hiding behind something. So there is this consciousness, law of attraction, right? You attract what you feel, what you are. So you feel you got away with hiding behind the closed video camera. That means you will see incidents in your life where you are not visible. For example, you may want to be recognized, but people will not recognize you, right? So that, what is that? That means you're not visible. Here you're not visible physically and you're comfortable with it. But subconsciously you're telling your mind, I'm okay to be not visible. The second thing is, there is this entire 80% opening the videos, but I find a sense of pleasure in not obeying an order, not obeying a teacher, this thing. Yadbhavam tadbhavati. So tomorrow you will see your kids or your spouse, your parents, your colleagues not obeying what you want them to do. Right? You'll feel that. So then when you are mindful, you remember, oh, it is because of that. Because you're carrying that energy of feeling, yeah, I'm comfortable not obeying. There is a kind of pleasure in doing that as well. So we imagine every action that we do has a reflection, yadbhavam tadbhavati. And then that feeling is important. What you act on is not important. The feeling attracts equivalent behavior in us and in others. All right. So that is why please switch on your videos, at least the last 3 days we have. And let me look at your meditation, and then you might have noticed some of the times I mentioned, please keep your neck straight and back straight. It's always a good thing to be meditating in the group and being active. And again, that you switch on your video, it also gives you that responsibility of being fully in the meditation, in following the instructions. All right, so let's get into the posture, my dear friends. We'll do 45 to 50 minutes of breathfulness routine. Get into the posture. Bring your remove your spectacles. Clasp your fingers, cross your feet, sit in a comfortable posture for breathfulness meditation. Slowly bring your attention to your breathing at your nose. Keep your back straight, head straight, neck straight, relaxed. Begin the relaxation part, which is the warm-up. Start your slow inhale, slow exhale. As you do that, do your counting so that your in-breath and out-breath are equal. And simultaneously be conscious of the movements in your abdomen so that you are aware of the right way of breathing. Equal breathing. Do not hold your breath. Slow, long inhale. Slow, long exhale. Be aware of the movements due to your breathing, your counting, and whether you inhale or exhale. count to the extent you feel comfortable. Feel your body relaxing. Feel your mind aligning with your breath. Feel the joy in your breath, body, and mind, aligning with your counts and with your rhythm of conscious breathing. Wonderful. Now, my dear friends, let's move into the observation stage. Let go of your conscious long inhale and exhale. Move your attention to your nose, the entrance of your nose, and start observing every breath. As you breathe in and breathe out normally, naturally. Observe your every breath. When thoughts or any distractions, do not engage with them. Let them come, let them be, let them go. Keep bringing your attention to the entrance to your nose. Become the gatekeeper at the entrance to your nose. Watch every inhale, every exhale. For the next 13 minutes. Your total awareness should be only at your nose. Your attention should be on this breath, the next breath, and the next one, and the next one. Continue to observe your every breath at your nose, my dear friends. If you're still distracted by thoughts or other sensations, you can use the techniques of counting or labeling or connecting. Just your breath and your focus on every breath. Feel the joy of your mind calming down because of the focus. Keep track of every breath that enters your nose and leaves your nose. Last 2 minutes of focusing at your nose. The thing that should occupy your awareness is your breath, your upper lip, the entrance to your nose, or any sensations in your nose. Not the music, not any other sounds, not the thoughts. Now, my dear friends, slowly expand your awareness to your full breath cycle and start following your beautiful, complete breath. Observe and be conscious of your entire breath cycle. Follow the breath as it enters your nose, travels through the windpipe, travels to your lungs, and be conscious of all the movements and all the sensations that happen. Your movements in your abdomen, the movements in your chest region, the sensations in your throat region. Be aware of all the sensations inside you as well. The dryness in your mouth, the grumbling in your stomach. So whatever happens as you breathe, not the ones that are caused by external factors. As you breathe, be aware of everything that is happening due to your breathing. Be with every part of your body. Relax. Enjoy the full, complete breath. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Thoughts can come and let it go. Keep your attention and your awareness on your breath. The only goal is to observe this breath, the next breath, the following breath, the following breath. You're trying to get continuity of attention while being aware of whatever is happening and accepting all that is happening as we breathe every moment. No other thoughts, no other analysis. Just a beautiful breath, your awareness, your attention. Feel the joy, just being with your breath. Feel the joy of peace. Feel the joy of silence. Wonderful. Experience the joy of continuous attention on your breath. As you follow it from your nose as it travels through your windpipe, your lungs. Follow the movements, follow the sensations. 5 more minutes of following your breath. Feel the joy of being alive. Feel the joy of conscious breathing. Bring a smile to your lips. Feel your wonderful breath. Wonderful, my dear friends. Continue to experience your beautiful whole breath. If you are feeling any unease, you can focus your awareness on the unease, but never let go of your attention on your breath. Wonderful. Keep your back straight. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your neck and head straight. Do not strain any part of your body. Just be mindful of each and every breath. Now, expand your awareness to your entire body, my dear friends, and observe the flow of your breath throughout your body. You do not need to scan any part of your body. Just expand your awareness from your throat, chest, and abdomen. Just keep an open awareness as you breathe in and breathe out. Flow with whatever happens in any part of your body. The tingling, the sensation, the tightness, the pain, could be anything. Let it come, let it be, let it go. Observe the rising and passing of each and every sensation. Feel the joy of lightness. The goal here is to be with your breath and become one with your breath. Your whole body should be breathing with your natural, normal rhythm. Relax and enjoy the experience of prana flowing across your body. Twelve more minutes of flowing with your breath, my dear friends. Feel the joy of life. Feel the joy of being lively. Think about a joyful moment or bring a gentle smile on your lips And continue to be with the feeling as you breathe in and breathe out normally, while letting your body to float with the energies of the universe. And more minutes of being with your breath. Observe your body breathing. You are that awareness. You are not the body. You are that consciousness. It's following the breath, experiencing your body. Become one with your breath. Wonderful, my dear friends. Continue to experience your whole body breathing. Do not distract your attention to your breathing. Five more minutes of experiencing the joy of your every breath. not encourage thoughts, no analysis, just your breath, your body, and your awareness. Last 3 minutes. Enjoy the experience of being with your breath. Be with every part of your breath, every experience due to the breath. Feel the joy. Wonderful, my dear friends. With that feeling of peace, with the feeling of relaxation, with the feeling of joy. Now let's move into expressing our appreciation. Bring your awareness to your heart region. Bring up the emotion of gratitude. Recall your experience, the last 45 minutes as you sat to observe your breath. Feel thankful your experience and your sitting in this breathfulness routine today. Next, recall 3 incidents, people, or situations from the last 24 hours that made you happy or feel satisfied. Bring them into your memory and express thank you in your mind. As we've seen, whatever we are thankful for keeps continuing to come back to us. The law of abundance. vastly. Express gratitude to our environment, to all the government bodies, to all the people who support us in our everyday life of meaning, health, and joy. With that state of expanded awareness, feeling of joy and gratitude, my dear friends, we come to a close of today's Breathfulness meditation session. Become aware of your body, being in the room. Become aware of your fingers. Slowly unclasp your fingers. Keep your palms on your eyes for a few seconds and open when you are ready. Wonderful. So I hope all of you were able to focus, follow, and flow with your breath. This happens naturally as you continue to sit in breath mindfulness meditation over several hours. The only thing is now we are directing our mind to feel those with a conscious intention of focusing, following, and flowing with the breath. So good. I think yes. So you will feel all the experiences. Now quickly on the feedback in our homework. So how many of you were able to practice yesterday's exercise of mindfulness of feeling? How many of you were able to, can you type in at one or two instances where you really felt the pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensation arising and then going away? Did you associate with a specific part of your body, be it anger, joy, gratitude? Now, you would have gone through tons of feelings throughout the day. The question of how many times were you aware of the feeling arising and going? Wonderful. Still no one has answered my question. Yesterday was a day of awareness. Okay, but awareness, joy, and peace. But there may be instances, maybe what did you feel when you had your lunch? I'm assuming everyone would have had your lunch. Lunch could have been to your liking, could have been to your not liking, or could have been neutral. So you to feel that. Or any conversation with your friend, conversation internally. So I'm able to observe my irritation and joy. I got a situation where I got angry, but was able to manage it and address it. Not reacted, kept neutral. Yes. So my dear friends, I think you should practice that, being aware consciously anytime you feel something. Yes. So yesterday's exercise was when you become irritated, when you become angry, it's a question of observing it. And then how you reacted follows, right? And then that awareness will be a lot more clearer. You'll continue to feel that happening. Okay, so there is the next set of mindfulness that we are going to cover today. Can anyone explain what is it going to be? We saw mindfulness of breathing, mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feeling. what is the next level of mindfulness? Yeah, we're going to address that. I'm still getting disturbed by others' expectations. Mindfulness of we had 4 layers in the foundation. Yes, mind. Mindfulness of mind. Truth comes later. We'll talk about tomorrow. So, mindfulness of mind, when we say mind, it's a combination of several things, right? And then today we're going to focus on the mental processes. So yesterday we focused on feelings and emotions. Today we're going to focus on mental processes. For some of you, it may be repetitive, but nevertheless, it makes sense to get a refresher. So always we have this mind going, chatting, right? So there's always this noise happening in our mind. And we are aware of only 10% of the noise, 10%. All our decisions, all our behavior, right? Our actions. What scientists have found out is only 10% of our conscious awareness we use every day, but most of 90%, 80 to 90% of the activities that we do is subconscious. For example, the way I move my hand, few years ago, it would have been subconscious or unconscious, but now I'm consciously moving my hand. So yesterday's exercise was that one moment. We react, we act, we behave thousands of times during the day, but how many times are we conscious of it, right? So we know a situation, our body is programmed for the reaction, we keep reacting. And our subconscious mind comes from our beliefs, our emotions, our habits. If someone shouts at you, you are supposed to shout back. That is how we are programmed, right? If someone did not keep the toilet clean, we have an expectation of this is how the toilet should be. But that expectation could vary, right? And then if it doesn't meet our expectation, we get annoyed. Where does it come from, right? So it's all in our subconscious mind, and which is what our yogic science talks about. This at any point of my mind or any moment, our mind is in one of these 5 states. Muda is lethargic. I'm sure a lot of you who've been waking up every day and then attending the session from 6 a.m. India time are out of that muda. We are not lethargic. Otherwise, we'll be left sleeping. We have a discipline now. We wake up early, we sit in front of the camera, we do this session, right? Muda, lethargics are those days or those times when your mind doesn't want to do anything. You just want to sit on the sofa. You just want to roam around, right? So that is muda, sleepy, lethargic, more, energy, dullness, that's dullness, right? And if you look at on the right, dullness is associated with with more about the donkey. And then most of the times our mind is restless like a monkey mind. I mean, when we sit in meditation, our mind jumps from one thought to another thought to another thought. And I've been through it, right? When you're sitting during the Corona time without not doing anything, your mind keeps on jumping. Oh, I have to do this work, but then when I can do that work, right? I can do it that way. So your mind keeps on jumping from one thought to another thought, one thing to another thing. So that is restless. That's a monkey mind, which most of us would have been able to arrest or control over the last few days. And then the third state is vikshipita, which is like the butterfly, right? It fluctuates. You start some work, you all get ready. Suddenly some doubt comes up. Suddenly someone says something and you start saying, why did that person tell? So it fluctuates. You're not able to focus, right? So it keeps fluctuating like a butterfly, moving from one to another. And then the fourth state is when you are deeply involved in some activity. Today, you will be deeply involved in an activity that you like, and you would completely avoid whatever activity you do not like. So that is the ekagrata, concentrated. And what yogic science, mindfulness, and everyone always want us to be in that state of niruddha. Niruddha is thoughts keep coming, but you're not attached to those thoughts, right? That is the silence in your mind. That is the stillness in your mind. That is your inner stillness. The goal of yoga, Patanjali says, right? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So nirodha is that arrested state. Yoga is the state where you arrest everything in your mind. You maintain the peace, maintain the joy, maintain the calmness, the stillness in your mind. That is what we are all in. When we say breathfulness is an inward journey into an inward stillness, that's the stillness state, where all the waves of the mind are silenced. So where does that noise come from? The noise in our brain, the mental chatter, the mental experience comes completely from our thoughts. Our complete experience, moment to moment, is dictated by our thoughts. And that is why yoga, Patanjali, Bhagavad Gita, and all the religious scriptures talk about how do I not rely on the thoughts that are getting programmed, but rely on my own intelligence and intuition. So our thoughts, our attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions shape the choices that we make, the relationships, whatever we do, the way we react, and our personality traits. This is how I talk. This is what is my comfort zone. This is what is my, this is what I don't want to do. So how do these form? So Joe Dispenza has this wonderful chart. How do beliefs and perceptions are formed? So initially, it is a thought and a feeling. I always bring this simple example. When we have a young child, your daughter or son, go near a dog, let's say, right? I know there are a lot of fears for a lot of people. So initially, when someone approaches a dog in India, say, beware, don't go near the dog, right? And then that is a thought. So then there is a fear that we are telling that particular young kid, right? And then the young kid, before that, it wouldn't do. So that's the thought, and then there is a fear of a feeling. And then once you start reiterating that, as you see more dogs don't, then he probably listens to someone getting bit by a dog. So there is a fear. So dog means fear. This is dog. So all that happens. So that attitude starts getting developed, right? It's just not the dog. It could be any specific feeling. I don't like the feeling. So there is a thought that triggers a feeling. And as you continue to repeat it again and again and again, it becomes an attitude. And over time, as you express that attitude, for example, if someone, any person cheated you, and if that continues to happen, what is the belief that we develop? Oh, you shouldn't trust people. You should ask them 10 questions. You should make things secure only then. So that is a belief. And then once you start believing things, it becomes your perception. Yesterday, we saw how the mind adds the perception to a feeling, right? So this is good, this is bad. So this is over years and decades, all of us have developed our own perceptions. This is right, this is wrong, that person is right, that person is wrong. So all that is there. And now those are the different subminds. Our mind, you can think about it as a small groups, multiple groups of subminds. There will be a submind related to how you treat people. There will be a submind related to how you see food. There will be a submind how you feel about how your kids should behave or how your parents should behave. So these are all the programming. Programming starts happening from the day our parents tell us, this is what you should do, this is what you're not to do. So all these are pent up in our consciousness. So this is a very simple illustration of our mind. As you see, there is manas, there is buddhi, there is aham, and there is chitta. Right? So those are the four things that our yogic science talk about. And in English, so we have the sensory mind, whatever sensations happen, it includes parts of the brain, it includes touch, smell, sight, right, taste, and feeling. So so yeah, sensory mind gives you those senses. And then there is the intellect, which is your buddhi, thinking, and emotional mind, which adds, this is right, this is wrong, this is how it should be. And again, right and wrong, as we saw yesterday, are relative, right? One thing could be right for one person, but the other thing could be, the same thing could be wrong for another person. And then there is this, our good friend, our ego self, our narrating mind, without whose movies we cannot live without, we live with at any point of time. Narrating mind is the one, is a storyteller in your brain, in your head. It keeps on narrating. Hey, that's not right. This is not good. Hey, this chart should have been better, but I've heard something else from someone. I don't know whether that is correct or not. This is not right. So the narrating mind keeps on chatting. Where do all those get their information from? From the memory or storehouse. It's like a database. If you see your body as a computer, right? So the hard drive or your database is your memory of storehouse. So all that we saw in a previous chart, these habits, thoughts, and feelings, so they all get stored here. Some of them are very strong, like your perception and beliefs are very strong. It's like you keep a bucket of water or bucket exposed out to the air, iron bucket, so rust keeps forming, right? Leaves keep falling. So the more you leave it, the more those stains happen. And those patterns, those things that get imprinted in our memories are our karmic impressions, right? They are our samskaras. And some of them we carry from past lifetimes. Most of them get impressed during this lifetime. So these small things are different colored. Some of them are lighter, something that got formed because someone told you something a week ago. But some of those patterns could be years ago. When you were a child, someone said, you are a very bad singer. And then that feeling got attached to it, right? And then you stopped singing. So that feeling is that anytime someone wants to sing, you'll make all the excuses and then go away, right? So the way it works, my dear friends, is we have this moments of consciousness. That is a conscious mind, right? Assume every moment there is this block, there is circle that needs to be filled. What you fill with it. Today, as we saw, 80% of these circles, moment to moment to moment to moment, get filled by your subconscious mind. As soon as you see, there is an interpretation. It's not even conscious. It gets filled by those. And very few moments is when you are really conscious of what you're feeling or thinking. So the whole idea of breathfulness and mindfulness is to expand, leave as many circles of moments free for you to be conscious of, so that it doesn't get filled from you, right? So for example, in the dog example, right, at some point, my sensory mind said that it is a four-legged animal with a tail and it barks. This is how it looks. The sensory mind looking at the database, right, and then gives all the feelings. And then your intellect looks at the database, does the pattern matching and says, someone told that four-legged animal is a dog, right? And that is all it does. And it gives in an emotion. Okay, there is an emotion of fear associated with it. And then your ego self, it wants to protect you. Then it says, hey, don't go near the dog. Remember last month, one of your cousins got bit by a dog. So, and he had a lot of injections. So the ego self starts narrating that whole story. Could be anything. For example, our behavior with bosses, right? So it's all programmed. This is how you should be with your boss. This is how you should be with your elder. This is how you should treat your kids. Right? Again, that behavior varies from house to house. So all that is because of the programming here and all these guys doing things. But once we start becoming conscious of it, we have a moment to change. Right? As you know, all these are subconscious and this is conscious. So again, that's what this database has, all our assumptions, our attitudes, our beliefs, the concepts we learn from multiple frameworks, whatever we've learned during this class, all the concepts and chakras and energies, right? So all those are there. Your desires, your expectations, your fear of identity, losing identity, your memories, your learned behaviors, including the knowledge that you learn, including the wisdom that you learn, right? All of those are in this database, and this is how this works. Now, the whole thing that we are trying to practice and all yoga is trying to do is make sure your conscious mind is always aligned with the chitta, with your sight, right? Without your mind interrupting you. Okay. And Patanjali says, so what gets imprinted here? The strength of the imprint depends on these 5 things. See, not all thoughts. For example, if you learned quantum mechanics or the law of thermodynamics or law of gravity, or the way potassium permanganate is formed, right? Those are knowledge. Those are, intellectual knowledge. So they don't cause the harm. Not all thoughts are harmful, cause harmful emotions. Patanjali says there are 5 colors or 5 kleshas. Only these 5 kleshas. Anytime your thought gets colored with ego, with attachment, raga, with aversion or hatred, with fear, and anything that you are doing out of ignorance, these 5 go and get imprinted in this database. So they said the dog, the fear. If you didn't do anything, okay, that's a dog. Make sure you are careful with it and then leave it. Then I register that thought, okay, it's a dog. I need to be careful depending on the type of dog. There are some people who are the other extreme, fully caring for animals, loving dogs, right? So there is the other extreme. And then some people do not want to let go of their pets. So that is what is attachment. So anytime your thoughts are colored with these 5 kleshas is when imprints form. That's when karma forms. That's when samskaras form. That is how we get programmed. Now we spent the last, several years, several decades in getting this programming done. Now we are in the process of releasing it. How do we release? By being mindful, right? So these are the primary emotions we saw. And the way we treat those kleshas is through awareness and non-judgmental attention. Now we are totally start to cognitively realize, oh, okay, so that is anger. Now here I'm craving for coffee, I'm craving for food, and here is an aversion that I'm carrying to a person, to a situation. But all those are going to be energy blocks, like we said, like we mapped it to the first few days, right? Each of that causes a block in your body and your energy system. We are trying to cleanse that with the power of mindfulness, like awareness and non-judgmental attention. So that's what we're trying to develop, strong awareness and non-judgmental attention. They are like the 2 wings of the bird. And every day as we practiced breathfulness, breath mindfulness, we've been developing awareness at the nose, awareness of our breath cycle, awareness of sensations in the body, mindful eating, mindful walking, right? And then non-judgmental. We accept everything. Awareness plus attention plus acceptance. So what happens? When we do that, what happens? So breathfulness, Buddha found this, and it has happened true in a lot of our lives. And then personally also, I've got rid of a lot of cravings, right? Just like that. I mean, there are 2 ways to address any mental issue. So one is cognitively, right? Cognitively, your intellect, oh, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do this. I should abstain from this food. I should abstain. So your mind is giving those instructions. The second way is through pure awareness, it automatically disappears. So the way it works is, as you start becoming a lot more aware, right? 2 things. One is some of these imprints do not get used. For example, your anger gets reduced. So the patterns that give you anger slowly are not used, they go away. The second thing is some of them get dissolved. I mean, you might have seen those emotions bubbling up. Some of them cry, some of them you'll feel all the past thoughts coming up and going. So automatically, you do the power of your mindfulness, these things, it's like cleaning a bucket or a dish that is stained, right? So you put some detergent and then automatically it gets cleaned up. You put acid or something, cleaned up. So that is the thought. That is the wonder of mindfulness. That is the wonder or the magic of any meditative practice. You go into the depths, we saw that you go into the theta and delta states, those conditions disappear. So the craving that you had for something, or the aversion that you had for something, you will notice after a few weeks that disappear. Hey, what happened? Earlier, I couldn't be without a particular thing, right? But now I'm okay. right? So that is what happens. So during breathfulness meditation, number one, it increases your moment of consciousness, which is what all of us have been seeing. It harmonizes all these minds. Instead of multiple subminds being in conflict, they harmonize it, and then deprograms stored habits, beliefs, and behaviors. So as you do that, this chart, so your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your attitudes. Today, you are in this. So it calms your conscious mind. That's what we mean by harmonizers, right? It calms your mind. It reduces the noise. You'll feel a lot more moments of consciousness. And then it cleanses your subconscious mind, your harmful emotions, harmful beliefs. And as your subconscious mind starts shrinking, what happens is you start accessing your internal intelligence, your intuition, your spontaneity, right? Suddenly you become very spontaneous. You throw up an answer, you throw up a joke, you sing a song, whatever it is, right? You compose a tune. You didn't know where that came from. It's coming from your intuition. It's coming from your intelligence, right? So why did that happen? Because you managed to silence your subconscious, telling that, hey, no, you don't sing well. Hey, no, you don't do this, you don't do that, right? So once it starts shrinking, there is a path that gets developed to your intuition. And all this happens as we saw in our neuroscience session, right? So in deep states of meditation, when you get into alpha and theta and delta, all these gets dissolved. All the pluses and minuses get dissolved. The craving disappears, attachment disappears. You will still have to feel angry. You will still have to behave angrily to the other person because he will not be at the level of your consciousness. But you will not carry that klesha of anger. You will act angry. You will act as if you need to tell that person not to behave that way. You will raise your voice, but then it will not be a sense, it will not be impacting your feeling. You will not feel that pleasant, unpleasant. You will have to do because you're supposed to do at that time, right? So meditation removes the subconscious patterns, right? The breathfulness. And lastly, my dear friends, we're all going through this re-education, right? We are educating ourselves, reprogramming ourselves. We were educated through our family and our social circles, but now we realize all the wisdom is inside us, and we need to locate the problems, the solution for the problem inside us, not out there. Because out there, things vary for everybody. Kleshas make us look outward. Mindfulness makes us look inward. Right? And awareness of ignorance is the beginning of wisdom, as Socrates says. So with that, mindfulness of, well, that's what Buddha said, mindfulness of your thought process, mindfulness of what is happening in your brain. Now we know the wisdom. It's a question of applying it. And the good thing about any meditation, especially mindfulness meditation, is, as I said today, you are at that level of awareness where you're seeing what is happening in your mind. It's called metacognitive awareness. Cognitive is anything that you're doing with your intellect, but you're going beyond. You're seeing what is happening in your mind. That means meta. It's above that cognitive awareness, which is what is real consciousness is. Right? When you are seeing, you're looking at your thoughts, you're looking at the mind that is creating the thoughts. You're observing the sensations, right? You are observing the feelings that are causing the sensations. You're going one step above. So that is what mindfulness allows you to do. And we achieve that just by being with others. Nothing else. No other 400-page book. You don't need to go through any other PhD course. You don't need to learn hundreds of mantras and chanting and diets and whatever exercises. The only thing, primary thing that will help you more effectively is just being with your breath. So my dear friends, today's exercise is going to be aligned with that, if we haven't guessed. As you go through the day today, right, as you think, be observant of some of those thoughts, right? When you see food, when you see person, and anytime a thought arises, notice if it is colored by those kleshas. Is it colored with fear? Is it colored with craving? Is it colored with dislike, aversion? I don't want it. Is it colored with ego? Oh, if I do that, I'm going to lose my identity, right? I am this, so that other person should behave this. So give that klesha, right? So look at that will help you uncover programming. And then the last one is ignorance. I don't know, but if someone told me this is how things should be, right? I've not experienced it. So please, as you go through the day, be aware of your thoughts. And then every time you think, every time you have a reaction in your body, it all arises. You have a feeling, you have a pleasant sensation, unpleasant. Remember, immediately look at what is the thought that triggered it. And then what is the klesha that is behind the thought? Is it fear? Is it attachment or craving? Is it dislike or aversion? Is it more tied to ego, or is it more tied to ignorance? Right. So there are tons of materials about Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. You can go type in kleshas, vrittis, all that. So you'll be able to figure out what it is, right? So my dear friends, the goal of a peaceful, joyful life is for us to regain our consciousness, live with our intelligence, live with our intuition. There's nothing else that we need outside. As yogis and masters have been saying, right? Everything, you know what you need to do at every moment, as long as we are doing what is coming from inside. But most of the time we are doing what the world wants, not what we want. All right, so with that, let's dive into a few minutes of question. I know today is an important topic. In our retreats and workshops, this is usually a 4-hour session. We cover emotions and mind. We have a whole section. Some of you have attended. We have a wonderful session on ego. Right, we talk about several things. So I hope the gist was okay. And any questions, please. We'll take it on the chat window. We may not have time for sharing today, so we'll probably have some time tomorrow. Any quick questions on the exercise, or any quick questions on the practice? Anything that you feel needs to be addressed to continue with your meditation practice better? You can feel free to ask your questions on the chat window. But good, happy to note, happy to see the attendance, happy to note that you are following the exercises, happy to note that you are feeling better. But yes, I think day after tomorrow we'll cover how do you can sustain this practice. Important thing is sustaining the practice. Right? So 11 days is good. I woke up early, I attended the session, everything was fine. But then you step out into the world, you get back into your own world of thoughts. All right, my dear friends, I don't see any specific questions, but feel free to type your questions in the WhatsApp group in case you have any. But practice mindfulness of thoughts today. Notice your thoughts coloring. Please, I want a little bit more feedback in the chat window when you respond to yesterday's homework tomorrow. Right, today, there were a few, but I want you to note down, take a piece of paper, note it out. Right, these are the 3 instances. When some person came and told me this is how I felt, then I associated a thought with fear. Or someone, I expected something at food, but I didn't get that. So I see a sense of craving. And I figured out, why did I like that so much? Right, then I felt a pleasant or unpleasant sensation in my stomach or in my brain. Or I felt disappointment at some particular thing. So I want you to be explicit. You're teaching your mind. The mind needs to know in your own language. All right. So wonderful, my dear friends. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Have a mindful, more aware, and intuitive day today. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Thank you.